Tips and tricks for setting up your workspace for your pixel art. I like to look at the print preview, and that's the size of my grid. So if you want it to take up more space than on a normal size piece of paper, then before you get started, just go anywhere in the middle and you're going to insert, so I right click, insert one column left or right. So you can see down here it's added, and I can see in my rules it's now added column AB. And it's the same if I want it row. I'm just going to say insert row, and now I have an extra row. Okay, so now the color scheme, monochromatic. So we want to pick one color, and we're going to use all different shades and tones. I've set it up first with what's given. So number one, I started at the bottom down here. Oh, if you hold your mouse, it says dark berry 3. And then I went and I added each color here. I'm now on to the next row, and I wasn't sure if these two colors were the same. So I can, one, tell by hovering that they are titled different, but I also can look at the values. So this is checked off. I can go to this plus sign, and it's saying that this is the special color number associated with that color. So then I'm going to look at this one, and is it any different? And it's a different number, so I know it's a different color. This is also where you can create your own, and you can see all the tones and values of red. So I'm just going to finish adding in the next 6 colors so that I have all the red that's available to me. Okay, so I have all the colors I want to start with, and you can see I added in 13, which was my own, and it's sitting now in my custom. So I had hit the plus sign, I dragged this around, I hit OK, and then it's there in my plus. So now, if you haven't already, pause the video, go create your color scale legend over here, and now when you return, we're going to go over how to make the rules. So in the template I've set up, if you click anywhere inside of your workspace, your rules are going to show up. If this is not on the right, you're going to go insert, format. You're going to go format, conditional formatting, and then these rules are going to apply. So because we have it set up already selecting, so I selected this whole box, which was already done, and you can see that because it says cell C1, which is C1, all the way to AB down to 25. So it's like our grid system. Now I'm going to make sure that this is the first color, and I'm going to do that twice and make sure it's for both the fill and the text. So now, and I hit OK down here, anywhere I put a 1, that's going to show up. I'm going to go switch this one to the second color, 2, and anywhere I put a 2, it's going to show up. So pause the video, go finish changing all your rules, and all of these should look the same. Text is exactly, and then whatever the command is, and the space. And if you added more rows, you'll have more letters and numbers. And lastly, what if you have more than 12 colors? You need to add another rule. So I'm just going to zoom out so we can see our whole workspace. So I'm going to click, right now I've clicked inside this box somewhere. You could select it all, and then when you go add another rule, it's going to have that. Otherwise, this would just be blank, and you would type it in. C1, because that's the first box, C1, and it's going to go all the way to AB and the 25th row. So we're going to go colon C25, or sorry, AB 25. We're going to change this to text is exactly, and we're going to do our 13th. We're going to change this, and remember this was one of my custom colors. And I'm going to put that into custom, and done. So now it looks exactly like the other ones. If I needed to go back in, I would just edit whatever I needed to. All right, so now you're going to start creating. So if I wanted, one more quick tip, to do a row of this color, I can put 12 in a whole bunch of times, or I select the box, take this little blue square, and drag it across to where I want it, and it's going to automatically fill in. Okay, and as you continue to design, you might
just decide that you need one color, something different that's not in one of the rules, and that's fine. You can go in and just select one of these and it would fill it. And then one thing I've realized is, what if I can't figure out what color? I'm just going to reset that back. What color did I use? I wanted to change these two. So if I've click on the square once and I go to the fill, it will tell me, and I know which order I did it in. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's a number 3. Whereas the one beside it is a 7, 8, is an 8. I hope you can tell what my image is. It does help if you zoom out, but that was my attempt at a red monochromatic flower. I know that's what you were about to say.